And here we are, Rob Cicchetto, live in the studio. It's Friday night. I'm the zombie guy, Rob Cicchetto. You are in the studio live. As I just pointed pointed out, we are about to do Sub-Zero from Mortal Kombat, a zombie version of itself. Yes, so things from pop culture, characters from pop culture rather. I've done it. Cartoon characters, video game characters. Check out my shows on the main channel, showing the art from all the many. Having fun, man, having fun. And now we're doing videos. Now we're doing live videos. You actually get to see uh, my process and how that works. All the simplicities of it. Yeah, all the simplicities of it. So basically, again, this drawing was taken from sketched from a image from the internet, of course. I used to use magazines, man. I used to use magazines and things of that nature before the internet was a thing. Yeah, you gotta find your reference where you can, right? So, but yeah, the internet has, really helped in allowing me to find reference for things easily. So I can actually zombify the things that I'm doing with ease, with confidence. So yeah, I do a then take it down here where I then do what I'm doing now, which is filling it in, basically doing all the detailing, black spotting, um, folds, creases, things like that, rips, tears, blood, guts, rib cage, showing musculature, all that stuff, like just defining it. So that's this stage. So it's me working it out. Like I'm still working it out. It's drawn, but now it needs to be sort of prepared for inking which is the final stage. Um, but first, we often, as in always, for zombie art, add a gray wash to make the character look dirty and dingy. Heck, man, like one day in this heat, and I'm dirty and dingy. Like you go to scratch your face, you got like skin under your nails because it's so hot. Ah, it's so gross, man. Like, yeah, you get covered in particles of dust or whatever and sweat, and it's like, yeah, it's so gross. So yeah, I took another shower. Oh yeah, I had to, man. I had to. I couldn't, not gross, but like dingy. And that's what zombies are, man. Like after a couple days of being a zombie out in the heat, regardless of what stage of zombie you are, like you're dirty, man. Like you're gross. You know. Yeah. You got flies and stuff landing on you and you know. Yeah, that's it's disgusting, man. So, yeah, the gray wash, first to diminish the brilliance of the colors that go on top of it. That gray wash is always a great tool for me for the zombie art. Yeah. So I always start the drawing or the painting, the washes with a gray wash. And there, I'll sort of detail that up a little more. Yeah, you're just defining the character and the details more in this stage of working it out. Yeah. Maybe make that a little bit taller. Taller. Hope you guys had a great week. It's Friday, man. Again, it's crazy. Um, I'm coming to you live as I always do Friday evening. Kick off the weekend with all clear for now. And here we go. Yeah, man. I hope you guys had a great week. It is the weekend again. Crazy. Um, we had yeah, that's the thing too. We had a holiday Wednesday here in Canada. So, yeah, it kind of makes the week feel weird. Yeah. Yeah, it throws me off, man. Even though I thought the comic store was closed too, so I didn't get my new comics on comic book day on Wednesday. I naturally thought it was closed. So, but they were actually open. So I was like, oh, I missed today. How dare I? Yeah, but yeah, I went to get them. I guess yesterday, today. Yeah, yesterday I think. Yeah. So Thursday, I got my new comics a day late. Boo hoo. Yeah, I was surprised they'd be open, but they were. Comics North. Comics North has been in Sudbury for like probably 40 years. Yeah, moved around a couple times, but always downtown. Yeah, Comics North, man. Wow, I bought a lot of comics from that place. Oof. Yeah, speaking of comics, join me next Wednesday when I do the latest Marvel and DC comic book review and the rant and art talk. Yes, it's a new feature I do live on every second Wednesday of the month. And since I have both DC and Marvel's new catalogs, I will be going through that. And if you'd like to chat about comics with me live, you got a lot of things to say. Yeah, and I better shut up and get Cape Fear 2 going there before I start casting any stones. No, I'm not gonna. I don't cast stones. If I think like an artist's work is not up to par or whatever, I'll say so. And I know when mine isn't either. So yeah, it's always critique, or it's just and it's just opinion. But like in the artist sense, it's a critique. If anything, there's nothing bad. If there's an artist I don't like, I say so, and I'll usually be able to back it up with if I don't like an artist's particular work. Um, that's just an absolute subjective thing. I might not dig something you might really dig. In art, that's the thing about it. It's the way it's interpreted, right? So yeah, it means nothing in the technical things. If I'm citing technical things, I'll cite technical things. You know, like Ryan Stegman, who is a really good artist, um, did an awful like. I saw the listing in the previews catalog, and I go, "There's no way that image is going to be the cover. They're going to fix that because the Spider-Man proportions were completely off. Like Spider-Man's being dragged by Iron Man by his web, and you have to see it. And I talked about it, and I roasted it because a few months later, and They didn't change it. I'm like, what the? As if, oh, that's awful. It was so awful. Like, yeah. You just see the editor going, yeah, yeah, it's fine. Ryan Stegman, yeah, 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 fine. You know, yeah, awful. So there we go. I think that's good. I like that. What is this? What am I doing here? Oh, is this a? No, or is it? Uh, what am I? What am I doing? What is that? Is that like a rag or some? Is that like a rag or something? Where? Where's my burrito? There we go. I don't know if I like you. I'm not sure I like you. Maybe that. Yeah, that's better. And then maybe that. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. There. Better. Sub-Zero. Sub-Zero. See if there's anything. Oh, yeah. Okay, there. So I think that is probably pretty comprehensive. Those eyes are gonna be like ice cold. Yeah, I think that could work. Having those teeth there. In there. And this, then this, then these. There. Zombie. Zombie. Zombie 2. The Lucio Fulci zombie movie with the zombie verse shark scene, as the kids say. Zombie verse shark underwater scene. Yeah. Yeah, that's crazy, man. Watch that movie. Sequel. See that sequel to Night of the Living Dead? Um, Obviously not, but they tried to capitalize on the success of that movie. So that's why it's often called Zombie 2. And I think it's sometimes spelled Zombie, or E, sorry, just Zombie with an I at the end. No IE. Yeah, I've seen that too. But the version I have is great. The version I have of Zombie 2 is the 25th anniversary edition, and it's got these awesome, like probably 25 trailers for other horror movies, like horrible horror movies. Like they're awful. And some of them are old, like older ones from the 70s, like the Italian splatter ones, the jungle cannibal kind of ones, those, and newer ones from the 80s. Like, I don't know when that 25th anniversary edition came out, but yeah, there was like 80s and probably 90s trailers in there too. So yeah, mixed bag of like really bad horror movies, man. Like most of them zombie related, but a couple of vampire ones too. And yeah, you know. Okay, I think, did I say this already? I think we're pretty good to go. Probably said this already for the wash. And thankfully, I've already mixed or ochre. That turned really cool blue, cool gray there. Let's see how this works. Like, I mean, he's cool. He's in the cool temper. Yeah, that's blue, man. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Yeah, there we go. That's a gray. That's a gray. That's a gray sandwich. Yeah, I'm gonna keep all of that. No holes or anything in there. He's just one solid. Guys, if you dig the channel and you'd like to see it grow, please like and subscribe to the channel. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. Liking the videos really helps too. So I notice like a lot of people forego that little detail, and if you could, man, yeah, any kind of positive engagement is really it really helps get into that higher echelon of the algorithms. Yeah. So liking, subscribing, talking, always talking if you want to talk, if you want to engage. When a man has to engage. There. Yeah, that looks great. I love that. That looks pretty good. Yeah, it looks pretty good. I took some liberties with the original drawing, of course. I guess it was. I guess I got this from a computer generated. Yeah, computer generated image. You know what? I'm just seeing that light back there. I'm wondering if it's too intense for you guys. Let me just. Yeah. How about that? Yeah. I hope that wasn't too incendiary. Yeah, my eyes are getting really bad for light. I'm starting to turn into a mole person. A moleman. A mole man. The cursed Fantastic Four. Hey, Len Danovich, man. How you doing, brother? Nice of you to stop in, man. Again. I really appreciate that. That's awesome. Nice to have another great talent join the conversation and check out the video broadcast. Yeah, I hope you're doing well, man. Hope you're doing well. Len Danovich, check out Len Danovich's work. Your I guess Instagram's probably the best. Well, whatever link is best for you. Leave that in the chat, man. Yeah, for folks to check out your work. And I'll grab that and put it in the what do you call it? Description of this video. Yes. Black or like super dark gray. Excuse me. Yeah, his little hat, his little toque, blue vest with gray trim, gray. Yeah, that little hat thing or head covering is definitely gray, dark gray. Right? It's not blue, is it? No, his mask is blue. Yeah, phew. Start to second guess yourself, man. I don't have the reference. I don't have the reference nearby. You know. Gauntlets have that gray on them. And then I'm gonna put some blue on top of that, but it'll just be a darker shade. Shad. Shade or shad. Yeah, leave a what do you call it? Link to your stuff, man, in the chat, Len. Yeah, so people can find your work. Len Danovich is also an artist. He's watching tonight. He's as you all are watching tonight. Yeah. Sometimes night and you know, sometimes it's just mesmerizing to watch and to see it happen. You know what I mean? I watch shows like that, man. I watch shows kind of similar to that where you just watch somebody create a thing over time, and it's just kind of relaxing and inspiring too. I find anyway. I find. Okay, so I think I'm actually going to start with his mask and put the blue in there, the real blue. It's gonna be a bit misaligned, and by that I mean there will be other colors within it because I'll actually like make sure of that. Thought that was thunder at first. We're supposed to have weird like thunderstorm pop-ups. Oh, the weather's crazy right now, man. I don't know about that. I'm assuming it's crazy where everybody watching is. Yeah, like hot. Like it's very hot here. Um, yeah, it's been gross. It's been gross. Like 40 degrees, you know, high 30s at least. Humidity, and then like oh rain for a bit, and then it stops, and it's like more humid, you know, because the rain is burning off the asphalt and everything else. So that means the temperature rises, or the humidity rather rises. So yeah, it's gross, man. Yeah, it's summer. See here where I live, we have between the seasons an 80-degree difference. Live in that. Yeah. Fools. Yeah, man. But you know what? I really do love it. Like I love it, and I wouldn't live anywhere else, man. Honestly, and you know I got a couple of tastes of heaven before in other places, but I really do love where I live. So you know, it's even those temperatures sometimes are like pale in comparison to other places on Earth where things happen. You know, yeah. So consider yourself lucky. It's true. Yeah, so there's lots of blue, gray, all kinds of stuff going on here. I'm gonna affect it with a little bit of brown too, because you know maybe it's too early. Okay, I'll just do the inside there. That gray and there, yeah, and then there. Yeah, just going into a fugue state as I concentrate on the drawing stuff. I'm gonna affect his arm with a lighter color, but I am gonna put in some low lights and shadows, where his massive, grotesquely developed musculature is corrupted with the zombie virus, of course. And this to me, and I was talking about, you know, you have to kind of know what kind of zombie you're doing, right? Like there's different kinds of zombies. So with the insect, with the zombie insect I was doing then when I was filming, uh, the idea behind them is sort of like a chemical spill. and toxic constituents in the soil and things like that. Like they mutate, die, and then come back. But as they come back, like even during them coming back, they still have like they grow like mutant pustules and all kinds of stuff like that, like on their bodies, and take on human. They have human characteristics imbued in them as well. So to a small degree, not a huge degree, a small degree. You know, if you look closely, you'll see like a bug like arm is actually like there might be a femur there. You know what I mean? So like things like that, or like a bug might have a more human face type of thing. Like a beetle might have a more human face, sort of thing. So that kind of you know tampering with the genetic code and undeath, right? Bad combination. So these insects are like super bizarre, like they're weird, and be like in any way, shape, or form like an accurate description of those types of insects that I'm using for reference, because they are definitely not trying to go for authenticity or realism or anything like that. It's just fun. So it's just a fun series. Do I have any here? Let's see. I am working. Yeah, of course I am working on these. Yeah, I'll just show you real quick. There. Mantis. And then, what is it? Luna moth larva or caterpillar. Yeah, so working on those. Okay, and now I'm going to use this color for the skin parts. Whoa. Way too intense there. This flesh color I'm giving him, adds a degree of warmth, because you don't want this to you don't want the image to turn flat, right? You don't want it to be monochromatic, uh, slightly off the mark, monochromatic. You do want to have some color in there. You do want to have your color in there. And there. And I exposed the rib cage and stuff too. Hands. There. Face. Yeah. There we have it. That actually looks pretty good. Like that almost looks like a Arthur Swydom like painting, doesn't quite look finished. Okay, so that finger is in front of that finger. Okay, I have to keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. Check the chat there. Sorry, I was having connection issues due to the storm out here. Talking about the weather and saying like the skies look ominous over Caledon today, Hercules. So yeah, here too. And I was saying like it seems like everywhere the weather is acting ornery, man. Like it's got its blood up, you know. But I was saying if you'd like leave a link to your work, man, in the chat. Yeah, so I can grab it, maybe put it in the description of this video, so people can check out your work. So yeah, if you got that message, yeah, please, feel free to leave your link, leave your links. There we go. And then some of this, a little bit more gray. That's going to be a whole, hoy, holy, there. Some gray. I think we're good. I think we're good. Maybe a bit of gray in there, but I don't want to touch the skin. Oh, I did. You. It's like playing. It's like playing. What's that? Operation. Yeah. Touch the side. Start. The other color starts bleeding in. Yeah. There, yeah. I think I like that. Okay, so definitely, I gotta let that dry. And as I was mentioning earlier, because of the, and it's not as bad today, but because of the humidity, it takes longer for the watercolor to dry. That's why I'm starting to love markers, because man, they're even faster. They're even faster. And it just so happens I've got some marker, and I mean I could do zombie pinup divas too, but I'm working on these guys right now for the color marker heads. I thought I had another one. Did I have another one? Oh, maybe I finished it. Oh yeah, I finished it and brought it up for scanning. Scanning. Yeah. Oh, there's a crazy one. There's a really crazy one I want to show you guys too. So, anywho, yeah, I really love this series, man. I really have a really fun time doing them. And they're very they're very calming, like very calming. I get lost in, you know what? I was doing a video the other day, and I just started like talking, just so into like just doing the details and stuff. So yeah, man, like that is a state of zen that like is undescribable, and it's so awesome to be in that, like to be immersed in that feeling, you know, and it really helps the other parts of your brain relax and um, take a break, you know, from all the thinking and reactions, and to yeah, put you in that good fugue state, you know. So I highly recommend picking up you know, a cheap pad of paper from the dollar store. Get you know, get one of these pens, man. This is a dollar store pen. $1. I no, actually I think these are $2.50 for two in a pack, if I'm not mistaken. This I believe is $1.25. Brush pen, dollar store. Um, yeah, man. You know, you can start doing art very cheaply, you know, and it really depends on how far you want to go with it and what you want to purchase. So yeah, but I mean, any you could draw on anything, you know. So again, like a little pad from the dollar store with the pens, and I highly suggest getting a mechanical pencil. Your like refuse. There's about, I think there's probably room for three graphite sticks in there, and it's got an eraser, and the eraser's pretty good. You know, eventually you'll have to put another one in there, but you don't have to carry another thing. Is what I mean. Like everything's very compact and economical. You know, space wise. Because if you're, you know, if you have a briefcase or a pocket or whatever, or a purse or a handbag or whatever it is that you use to carry things, you don't want that sketchbook to be intrusive. You could bring it anywhere and take it to work on your commute and draw things you see on your commute. You know, that that trolley or train or bus or whatever might stop for a second, and you might see a flower on the, on the side of the road, and just roughly quickly sketch what you see. Keep it daily. That's pretty much what Zombie Daily is. You know. Yeah. So I've been, every day for the past like 18 years. Adding a new zombie drawing, doing a new zombie drawing. Yeah, so this is a very fun series I just started this year. This year, I think there's already like over 30 of these in the series. Yeah. So you could tell I'm digging it. And it's fun. Like I said, they're like you kind of gravitate back to like things that you like to do in art, and this is where I'm at right now. I feel like having fun. I feel like having fun with some of these drawings. And again, like they're very weird. Like they're very weird. I do them spontaneously too, right? Like they're like, yeah, there'll be mistakes in them. There'll be weird drawing or something, something different there that I originally sketched. So yeah, there's like all kinds of inconsistencies in there, but I try to cover them up with tons of like rendering and stuff, to make it look super dense, you know. Uh, a Zen state of drawing is what we live for. Yeah, my brother. Yeah, nice heads. Love them. Thank you, man. Thank you. Um, the Zen state of drawing is what we live for. Yeah, absolutely. 100%. How huge is your drawing stack? Oh my God. Uh, oh my goodness. I'm gonna say like 4 10-foot piles. Yeah, like 40 feet of art. Like if you're stacking it. And that's just the stuff I have, like not the zombie portraits I've done, right? So I don't know. That's a tough question. But like I know that I've got a bunch of bankers boxes that are about like this. No, maybe bigger. And they're full, like full. I think there's 4 of them or 3 of them. Let's go with 3 of them. And then there's a couple of bins that are stacked top to bottom. Then there's a drawer here that's complete art. Um, and tight too. Then there's stuff in here. Oh man, it goes on and on and on. Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna say 40, 50 feet of stacked art, but that doesn't seem like that much. But I think the one in my studio right now, the one like for the new stuff before I start trying to find a place for it in my studio, that's about 2 feet high. So that's like new stuff that I do every day and then scan. So that's about 2 feet high for sure because I see it all the time. Like it's right there. You know, like there's a couple of other pages of things in there. Uh, like there might be like blank pages for me to draw on later, but that's like I don't know, 10 sheets of something. The rest is art. So yeah, lots, man, lots. Like I'm always drawing. Like always creating things, and yeah, I just really dig that, and like I feel like I'll never be able to like do all the things I want to do in my lifetime. Like I could easily live 2 or 3 more lifetimes, and never be bored, man. Never, like never, man. I got it all lined up. Yeah, man, it's true. Like that's how I feel anyway. That's how I feel. I spend most of my time working and creating stuff. You know, and in this medium, you know, in my career, and I love it. Like, I'm not saying, oh yeah, this is all I do, and woe is me or anything. No, I love it. I love it. But there's other things I want to do too. Like, there's so many other things, like Lego City, man. You know, and all that stuff. We'll get to that though. We'll get to that. You'll come on the journey too, I hope, and we'll rock and roll with Lego City, man. Lego City's gonna be fun. Take me down to Lego City. Yeah. Always creating, man. uh, there. Yeah. I think that's good. Like, the beauty of these guys is, you know, I'm going to go over this with color marker, hence the name. And then, if I feel like, more inking. So, you know, that's the fun of that. Let me just check out Sub-Zero here. Yeah, he's still got wet spots. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna try to fix that. I'm gonna try to fix that by kind of dispersing it a bit. That's a different color, so there. Maybe put some up in there. You know what? While I'm there, I better darken that, because that is darker in the whatchamacallit, reference. And I'm going to use some white pencil crayon, I think, to bring out the highlights in that. Yeah, you know what? I really feel compelled to, the power of art compels you. I really feel compelled to do a bit more gray spotting and things. But that shouldn't take a long time to dry, though. Shouldn't. Yeah, that should be okay. Just gonna give me a little bit more for the palm of the hand there. Palm of the hand. There. Okay. All right. Okay, that shouldn't take too long to dry, and then we'll get to the inking. Inking. Dry, you fool. Dry, you fools. And then adding blood. Yeah, blood. Yes, blood. You heard me. Yeah, I like that better. But I like that better. There, yeah, that looks better, I think. Yeah, giving a little bit more form to those little vest things. Vest pups, pops, vest pops, Vespas. Those little things on his vest. Yeah, I like that. Okay, okie dokie, eh? There we go, there, and let that dry. And now, whoosh, more of your favorite head zombies. Zombie heads. And again, these are just like super fun. I'll grab a piece of, do I have any of it here? Do I? Oh, there's another thing oh my goodness, there's another thing I have to, oh my goodness, there's another thing I have to draw. Oh, what's this? Hello, what's this? What? Oh, I had a couple on the, oh my goodness, I totally forgot about these guys. Huh. Okay, well, since I don't like this, I'm gonna do a new one. But oh, yeah, I totally forgot about Holy crap! And that totally looks like Homer, man. And that was not intentional. Now that I'm looking at it, I'm like, wow, that is a total Homer thing. Homer-ish thing. Sometimes you forget, eh? Sometimes you forget what you do. I forgot what I did. I blacked out and things happened. Things happened, and I'm no longer invited back. Yeah, man. I really, like I said, I really dig these. They're totally done spontaneously, and I'll kind of like just do a quick one, a quick a quick skeletal, pardon the pun. Um, how about a shape like this? What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do with it? So with a shape like this, I'm looking at, that's probably the ear, and then that's where the opening for the ear is. And then I could treat this just as the face, and this is hair, but I kind of like this idea of this being a guy's nose that is corroding away, and the large teeth jutting out from a rotting jaw. Yeah, there it is. And again, like, I'm just kind of making this up as I go along. I think I found where the zombie is in it. And I could have gone a bunch of different ways. There's a bunch of different ways to go there. But I decided to do this. And, you know, commit to that. Um, yeah. There. And then maybe his chin's rotting away too. So his nose is going to be, yeah. So that's how I do these pretty much. These color marker heads. And then of course I use the color marker on top, but haven't started on those yet. But yeah, like this is pretty much, you know, yeah, it looks like an old guy, an old man with a giant nose that's corroding off his face, and his teeth are all there. You can see like the rotting probably, or the acid or whatever, burned him down to the gums, the teeth and gums. So there's that. That's what I decided to do with this. Yeah, gotta think of these things. Gotta think of these things. See what's going on. Oh boy. You gotta get what drawing stack. I love it. You gotta get on with whatnot and do a small stack. Yeah, yeah. I know the feeling. Yeah, you did you donate show sent uh did you donate shows? Oh, yes, I have done. So yeah, I've done a show. Uh just did a weekend show here that's pretty big for the New Jersey area, the Garden State Comic Fest. Oh, I hope that went well. Was an interesting experience. Kevin Eastman was signing. He was the big draw. Was the whole okay, a whole lot of talent. Hey, Philip Gandy, hello, how's it going? Thanks for stopping in, man. Thank you so much. It's always great to see you and say hello. I'm glad you're saying hello. I'm glad you're seeing me, checking out the broadcast, talking with a fellow artist, Len Danovich, here. Uh, was an interesting experience at the Garden State Comic Fest. Cool, cool. Kevin Eastman was signing. He was the big draw. So you went as a vendor. I'm guessing not as a fan, but like a vendor. How did you do? Uh, I did very well. I thought I would do better at YetiCon, but I did very well, and it was a wonderful experience. I would never take back. It was awesome. I loved it. I loved the city. I loved the area. Uh, there was a couple of problems. I did a review of it. I did a review of the con on my main channel. If you want to check it out, but yeah, I did well, and despite there was a few things, but mostly it was all positive, and it was a great experience, and I loved it. Yeah, yeah. So it was really good, and I did well too. Like, and I did well. Um, of course. So that really that means a lot to me, man. It really does. Let's talk about money. I don't mind talking about money. I did well for the weekend, and yeah, I don't mind saying it. You know. So yeah, yeah. And like I said, though, I did expect to do better. Given given the item print enough to be, I thought it was more anime, but people don't much. Like, I have so many different types of prints, and I love that. You know, lots of zombie handbooks and Cape Fear graphic novels. Again, I rarely need to sell them. They really sell themselves, and I'm so happy about that. I can't even tell you, because I always kind of thought or seemed that. So there you go. There's what I'm drawing there. There's what I'm drawing there. Yeah. Like, again, I'm gonna add to it. It's all spontaneous. It's all done with pen. But uh, I think I was gonna call him Ice Cold. I think Sub Zero is ready to go for inking. Yeah, he's just a wee damp, but I'm going to try to avoid the damp areas. So here we go. We're going to start inking, and I'm going to start, I think, like I started all the Mortal Kombat characters that I've done the last few weeks. I'm going to start with the small, detailed areas first, or the pen first. Get in all the detail, then finish up with the thicker, heavier holding line. As I often do. Thank you, Len Danovich and Philip, for stopping in, and thank you everybody watching. Thanks guys for utilizing the chat. Give him a leaky noise. Yeah. Did well. Good show. Lots of friends and good networking. Fantastic. Yeah, I surprisingly did networking too at YetiCon, and I did not expect that at all. And I've got to get back to the two guys. One was an indie comic guy, and the other one was a record producer or something. Owned a record label, I think, and he was looking for what do you call it? Artists. What do you call it? Oh yeah, artists. So yeah, I gotta get back to those guys, like literally tomorrow. So yeah, I think it's been long enough. Uh, yeah, like even tomorrow, depending on where they are, they might be in the States. I don't know. I don't know. But I know tomorrow's a holiday, right, in the States. So whatever. I'm gonna email those guys, because yeah, I've been meaning to do that. It's been over a week and a half now. So yeah, I gotta get back to them. But yeah, networking. And then just today I've got two requests for the stickers that I brought too. So somebody said, "Oh, I bought some stickers, sticker sheets from you at YetiCon. Can I get some more?" So told them about that, and a zombie portrait order too. So that was also advantageous. Where's my? Oh, there it is. Sorry, excuse me, guys. Advantageous. Yeah. So anyway, yeah, I had a good. I had a good con. I had a good con. I was really, really worried about it, but it turned out that it was wonderful, and I had nothing to worry about. I was worried about everything. I don't know why, but I was like so uptight about it. I almost felt like I didn't want to go, and but we did, and it was a wonderful experience. And that the reason too was because mostly was because I didn't think my car would make it. Yeah, yeah. So but not only did she make it, she more than made up, like, and did a wonderful job. So I love that vehicle so much, you know. It's true. It's true you can. It's true you can love a car. It's true you can. There. There, that's some nice bicep detail. Again, I always think of Simon Bisley when I do like giant muscles and stuff, because he does that best. Like he does that so well. You know, I think I don't try to do him. I just think of him and like think of his style, and then it kind of maybe comes out a little bit, right? So, or my version of what his thing is. So yeah, it's there. Yeah, and I love this. Hand is great. It's all sorts of sinew, and yeah, that's really good. Gnarly. It's all gnarly. And yes, that nail goes in front. Then, yeah, that was important to get right. Um, well, it's important to get everything right, but you know, very important. The hand, which fingers in front of which, you know. Uh, the Biz is the goat. Yeah, man. Yeah, yeah. Like he's so heavily influenced by Frazetta, but he really did um, create his own language, like his own artistic language. And I don't think anything that he's done beats his original Slain trilogy. I think it's a trilogy. Is it a trilogy? Yeah, yeah, it is. He used like collage in there, man. Like he th- that his. I remember seeing it in heavy metal first, and and that was such a random pickup. And I looked through it, and I was like, "Doing, doing, doing, doing." I couldn't believe like what I was seeing. I was like, wow, okay, this is probably the best artist I've ever seen in heavy metal. And so the Slain story, I was like utterly captivated. I had to get the rest of it because I could tell it was like part of a bigger thing. And then I didn't realize how much of a part it was of a bigger thing, because Glenn Fabry, another sort of Bisley-ish artist, um, same sort of influences, a bit of a different take, but another Brit who's amazing, man. Like I don't know what it is over there. Like they must teach them anatomy till they puke or something, like boot camp. or something. But like every British artist, like from Alan Davis to like Brian Bolland to Frank Quitely, like they're they're on a different level, man. You know, Alan Davis could draw anything. He could sell. Boland can sell anything. He could sell Egg Foo, man. That Wonder Woman villain, man. Like Egg Foo. You know, if you can sell Egg Foo, you're amazing. Like, you know, so yeah, those guys are amazing. But yeah, Bisley, man. I think he really, I think he really opened my eyes at that point in my art career, and to my detriment, I started aping him in his style, and it was awful. Like it was. I've got a, I could show you. I could show you things. I could show you things. I got some stuff that I have to show you. I will. I'll do a live where I'm looking at some of my old awful art, like cringe art, and yeah, we'll have fun. We'll have fun. But yeah, I started doing Bisley. I started, doing Bisley, and then I started doing Mignola, and then I started doing a Bisley Mignola mashup. So you learn, right? You laugh, you love, you learn. We all try to ape his drawing and painting techniques, but it's this kind of It's kind of interesting where you sit and watch them work. Yeah, yeah. Watch them work. Yeah. Dave DeVries, who was at the show, and he's somewhat local, is also an influence on the business. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. Couple of pieces. I tabled next to him a couple of times years ago and hung out with him a bunch of times. Oh, no way. You know what? Now that I'm thinking about it, I thought I saw pictures of you guys in your feed long ago. Long. Now that's coming back to me, I think. Hung out with him a few times. Yeah, he's a sweet guy, crazy but sweet. Yeah, he seems like he's a crazy what, Scot or Irishman or something. It was like hanging out with my favorite artist. Wow, that's awesome. Good for you, Len. That is got a couple of pieces from him for fun. That is brilliant. That's brilliant. Hang on to that stuff, man. That's yeah, Dave DeVries. Yeah, you're right. That's definitely an influence too, for sure. Yeah, we all try to ape his drawing style and techniques. It's kind of interesting when you sit and watch them work. Yeah, 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 for sure, man. Uh, it's nice to have heroes that live up to your expectations, so to speak. Not that they need to, but like they always say never meet your heroes, right? But it's nice when you do, and they're nice individuals, So I'm nobody, man, but I literally try to be that person when especially when people ask me things or try to approach me like or approach me at cons and stuff, and they need advice or they like advice. Like I stayed with this one kid, and like at my table for like maybe 20 minutes, and like it was after kind of it was a lull, and yeah, for about 20 minutes, and he was asking questions, like legit. I really want to know how to do this, blah 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 questions, and I'm happy to do that, man. I'm really happy to do that. And a lot of the stuff that I do art wise just applies to real life in terms of um, uh, being economical, and like all of those kinds of with time, with money, with everything, with line, all of that stuff, right? I like to use the path of least resistance, so to speak, even with art. So my method is really simple, right? My method is really simple, like 4 steps, 4 or 5 steps tops. if you want to count like putting in the, small little hot spots with the pen and, finishing, I guess, a step, then sure, you know. But really, it's 4-step sketch, uh, um, tighten, wash, ink, and finish up. Like put the finishing touches on. Yeah. Oh, that's still wet. Okay. There. Meh. Yeah, I love that hand, love that wrist. I think that's good. Yeah. Put in those direction lines. Yeah, add some moisture on my hand there. Can't let that. I like to have a very clean surface. I don't like having a lot of, you know, working lines on stuff. Like in the white area, like smudges. Like most artists don't care, but well, actually, I shouldn't say that. I don't know. I don't really know about what most artists do or not, but I would imagine seeing a lot of like original art that has lots of like junk in the gutters. It doesn't really matter, I guess, if it's going to print. And I'm talking mostly about comics, right? Comic book art. Comic book art. The only type of art that's worth anything. Comic book art. The only type of art that's worth anything. uh, I picked up some techniques from him by watching him and him telling me what the use is. Okay, yeah. Yeah, that's brilliant, man. Holy crap. Like I wish I could get some advice from the biz. That would be terrific, man. Who, if you had to say, would be your top influence? Oh boy. I would say William Stout, Wrightson, John Byrne, Bernie Wrightson, John Byrne. Boy, so many others, man. Like Bisley, Kirby, Kubert, uh, Gil Kane. I often like if I have a problem with anatomy, I always think, what would Gil Kane do? The guy was a master, right? The guy was a master of the anatomy, human anatomy, and composition, and everything. Like he could draw a horse like that in any angle, man. Like even from the bottom, like jumping over you. Like he was just one of those guys, like those old dudes, man. Like they could draw anything. Um, you know, it's not like it was super, super, super detailed. Like you don't see the threads in the shoes and stuff like that. But like they could sell any story, right? So yeah, man, those guys, all those guys, like John Romita, rather, senior, yeah, Neil Adams, man, Neil Adams was a huge influence on me for a long time, man. I bought all of his continuity books there, man. He had everybody ape his style for that company. So that was crazy, man. Okay, that's part of his mask too. I guess I forgot that. Uh, well, Now I'm gonna wait for that to dry, but I can work on other things. I can work on other things. I can work on other things. I can work on other. There. Me. There. Yeah, might as well. Since I'm going to be working on detailing the ripped cloth, and so the only one so far that I did full body for this series is Goro. Yeah, surprisingly. Well, it would have been weird cutting him off at the like bottom arms and waist. I don't know. It would have. I just thought the reference was great, and I thought, why not use them all? You know, it's gonna be it's Mortal Kombat anyway. Like it's just a different illustration in the series. They don't all have to have the same orientation type of thing. So yeah, if there's a cool like back shot of a character, I'll do the back shot. They don't all have to be like, you know, these are just the reason I use these specifically is for the actual character reference, because I don't not like, and of course there's like a billion versions of this guy, like all of them and everyone and everything. So, you know, when I was trying to do Absolute Batman, it was a nightmare trying to figure out what his actual costume looked like. Yeah, and then the Joker, Absolute Joker, like trying to figure out exactly what he looked like was crazy, man. It was hard. It was so hard to do, you know, because everybody like you see him in like so much shadow all the time, and or when an artist does their interpretation of him, they'll kind of do their own kind of little things, tweaks and stuff here and there, you know. So it's like, well, I thought his cape had these little tendrils or something. No, that's just the way. No, that's the original way. The way this artist did it was a little different. So you're like, oh, okay. So you got to find the right reference. Or with that Batman, Absolute Batman, I had to use 3 different references and mash it up together to get them right. You know. So yeah. What about you, Len? What's your who's your top reference guy? Top influence rather. There's so many. There's so many, right? Definitely the ones you said, yeah, listed. Okay, there. That's answering my question already. The old guys are the best. Yeah, you know what? They really are, man. Like think about it. I hated Kirby. Not hated. I just didn't understand Kirby when I first saw him as a kid. Like I was a wee kid when I first saw Kirby stuff. I think it was probably around the time he went back to Marvel after DC and was doing Captain America for a while, you know, and I was like, "What the heck? Like, what planet is this on? Like, what?" Everything looked all like blocky and weird, like yeah, with these squiggly lines. I'm like, "What am I looking at, man?" So I didn't like his work at first, and then I smartened up. You know, and it wasn't because I read somewhere that you should like Kirby. No, it wasn't that at all. Because when I was a kid, man, there were no trade things that you know read to get an opinion on anything. You had to figure that stuff out on your own. So I would start noticing like, oh, this Herb Trimp guy looks like that other guy that I kind of don't like. And then this other guy, I see the influence of, you know, that Kirby guy and this guy's stuff too. So I'm like, what's with this Kirby guy? And I started liking him more. I started understanding his work, you know, and realizing that that Captain America phase was a very blocky, sort of angular phase in his career, you know, and started seeing the Fantastic Four, the Sinnot, Joe Sinnot's inked Fantastic Four, which is like absolute gold. Like that is the finest comic book art and storytelling I've ever seen, man. That's totally other level stuff. So yeah, I loved that stuff. When I kind of rediscovered Kirby, you know, yeah, yeah. Sinot was like laser focused, man. Like his inks were just astonishing. Like even into his old age. I'm assuming he was old when he was like inking Ferenz, and, you know, doing Thor and other stuff. He was pimp tight, man, pimp tight. Um, you would have loved. You would have loved this show. Oh, Rudy Nebres. Oh my God, yeah, yeah. Tom Mandrake, yeah. Tom Mandrake, love him. The Spectre work. I love. You know what, man? I love that Spectre stuff. I remember buying that again, like when I think when it came out or shortly after, because of his art. He did such a good job on Spectre. Rudy Nebres. Oh my goodness, like oh, that guy's art again. Uh, he's got that smoothness of Sinat, but such a sort of uh, beautifully rendered uh, work that is unbelievable, man. Geez, and like doing all those DC, those '70s DC titles. Yeah, just lush inks. That's where the term lush inks comes from, man. From him, Rudy Nebres. Yeah. Um, yeah. Bob Camp was hanging around, and Walt Simonson and Wheezy. Oh my goodness! Wow, Walt Simonson. You know what? Again, I think I didn't like Walt Simonson's work right away. I had to climatize myself to it, and then again, I was like, wow, this guy's brilliant, man. This guy's astonishing, and like he's been around for a long time, man, a very long time, and developing the style that he kind of did when he was doing, you know, Thor, what you know with Beta Ray Bill and all that stuff. Yeah, that like he was just astonishing. Like what an incredible visionary artist. Yeah, and his wife Wheezy. Yeah, that's great. I have eclectic tastes, just like you. Um, Bly was a huge influence. Not sure if I know who that is. Tim Vigil, yeah. My goodness, Tim Vigil. Surprisingly, commented on one of my drawings recently, or started following me on something on Instagram. Maybe I was really surprised. I think I know for sure he commented on something, but did he start following me or something like that? And I don't know. But yeah, Tim Vigil, Tim Vigil, man. Like, um, I I'd like to see him do more comics, but like he does like amazing, like just spot like illustrations, right? Yeah. And yeah, he's hugely influenced by Wrightson, man, with that reflective light sort of feathering. Yeah, brilliant stuff. Yeah, eclectic taste. It's good to have that, man. It's good to have that diversity. You know, you can't just like you know you can't just like McFarlane or something. You know, like a lot of folks sort of do because it's like his name is in the news or whatever, you know, so people know how to say his name, you know. They might not understand anything about what they like about anything, but they always say McFarlane because he's the most well-known guy, I guess. I just don't understand that. And I never will. No, I do understand it. I absolutely, wholeheartedly do. And it's just at the time you probably bought Spider Man, and McFarlane was doing it, and everybody was talking about how cool he was, and he was the artist that you kind of fell in love with at that time in the 90s, you know? And you'll probably defend him to the death, that he was like the best artist ever, you know? And that's fine, man. That's fine. I have my thing too. Like I thought the 70s was awesome for, Shogun Warriors and Godzilla, those toys and stuff. Like the like I thought 70s toys, 60s, 70s, 80s toys were the best things ever. Um yeah. Oscar Goldman's Office Man, $6 million man. $6 million man. Yeah. Some wicked cool toys. Meccano. Meccano. The metal Lego. Uh, uh, just like you, Bly was a huge. I'm going to assume you misspelled that to say something else, or I just don't know who Bly is. Anyway, anywho, it was a huge influence. Tim Vigil, a friend. There's so many. Oh, a friend, eh? Okay, cool. There's so many, and some I've become, okay, and some you've become friends with. That's great. You are one. Oh, thank you, thank you, Len. I really appreciate that, man. Thanks. I'm really glad I found your work too. I think it really stands head and shoulders above many artists who surprisingly have careers in work, and I think you'd be a welcome fixture at Marvel, man. Like I really think your art belongs at Marvel. Yeah, I really see you working there. You know, I don't know if you've ever sent anything in. Um, But I think you should. I think you should if that's what you want to do. If you like doing comics, I don't know if you like doing comics is different from doing like drawing illustrations, right? So, um, yeah, it's a wee different. But if that's what you want to get into, man, I would definitely send something to Marvel and see if they'll give you a shot somewhere, man. Unless you've already done that. I have no idea what the structure or how they look for talent. Well, actually, okay, that's not true because I was given a script by then talent scout CB Sobalski way back, and I submitted something that was lackluster on purpose. I didn't want the job. I realized I didn't want to work at Marvel or I didn't want to work in comics, and I wanted to do my own stuff, and that was it. And I couldn't. I never regretted it. I could still work for Marvel if they ever said like, oh, you know what? There's this zombie guy. Let's get him to do the new Marvel Zombies covers or inks or whatever. I would definitely do that. If they hired me as Rob Cicchetto, that would be great. I would definitely, consider working for Marvel for a little bit, like for like a mini series or something. That would be fun. I could really put my all into it and do a really, really, really good job, and then peace out, man. So yeah. I turned away for a moment and I realized you'd responded quite a bit. So sorry about that. It didn't seem like that long. Looks sick so far. Thanks, man. I always appreciated Kirby. Yes. Sadly, his eyesight isn't what it was, and he was definitely just likes to do the convention tour. I'm friends with his handler. Oh wow, hey, yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. I know nobody. I don't know a single. I met Joe Rubenstein once, and I just shook his hand and I said, "I'd like to just shake your hand. I've enjoyed your work over the years." That's the only person I know. I have zero contact, no influence, no, I don't know anyone at all, ever. I've never known anyone. Actually, there's a comic artist that lives in town here. We're friends. We're friendly. And his name is Terry Pallett. And I don't think he does much anymore, but he used to work for Marvel and a bunch of indies. And we actually worked on a story together. And he lives in the same town as I do. But as far as like an like a industry buddy or anything like that, nothing. Nobody knows who I am at all, you know. Been doing it for 20 years. Either too abstract for you or they're too over the top in a good way or a bad way. Yeah, and especially like when I was starting to get into comics and stuff at a young age, um I don't know what I expected. Maybe John Byrne and Terry Austin's X-Men, because I'd been exposed to that. I'd seen it already, and I was expecting that level of everything, you know. And then when you'd see Kirby, because I would read back issues too, anything that I could get my hands on, type of thing, and yeah, like I mean, there's a bunch of different artists out there, and you try, you know, you sort of go, okay, I like these guys. Everything else sucks now. Until you start understanding it, and then until you start becoming an artist, then you really understand it. You are an influence. Wow, what? Wow, that's shockingly surprising. I really dig your work, man. I don't know if I see an influence from me in there, but I think your work is totally different from mine in a fantastic way. So if I have an influence, that's great. Awesome, man. I might have put a link here or there. Oh, he wanted to see if you had those pinups in book form. I think he really appreciated your work. Who's that? It's amazing how much he took from Michael Gold. Sorry, the videos are kind of choppy. Sorry about the spelling. Oh, okay. Whoops. Um, who's the he? And he wanted to see if you had those pinups in a book form, uh, which I don't anymore. But we are printing some. I think right now. I think he really appreciated your work. Who's the he in there? It's amazing how much he took from Michael Golden. Michael Golden, I love. I wish he would do more. You're talking about, oh, maybe you're talking about Vigil. Um, I know a lot of guys that are pros and doing books. It's a lot of work. Yeah, man. Like yes, I'm faced with that to end deadline driven narrative. But these days, I like the concept of focusing on independent stuff. Yeah, I totally get it, man. Absolutely. Um, I will try my best to get you out there where and how I can and throw your name into rings. Brother, that would be I would be utterly honored, man. Like, wow. Yeah. Yes, that would be wonderful. Thank you. Thanks. Yeah, man. I mean, you know, I love uh comic book art, comic book artists, man. I have the utmost respect for those dudes, man, and those dudes and ladies, and you know, knowing how much work it is. Yeah, you know, and that's another reason why I didn't end up working for Marvel and DC, uh, because yeah, I didn't want to get up in the morning and not like my job, you know. And like if it was art, it would, and if I didn't like my job art wise, it would kill me, man. So I, you know, I couldn't risk that. I couldn't risk having my, you know, my love for art be jeopardized with you know, that work schedule for someone else. Um, I'll put in that work for myself, but I don't think anyone else should have that at, especially at the price they're probably, gonna pay for it, which is, no. I don't think working, like, everybody always aspires to like work for WWE or Marvel Comics or DC or whatever. But I find those types of giant corporation entertainment things treat you like crap. Like, you're you're especially if you're a creative. Like, if you're a creative, like, you're less, you know, um viable than, I don't know. I don't know where I'm going with that. I don't think these big companies, man, like, doing movies, creative things, and like being just destroyed by the outcome. Yeah, you've all heard the stories, man. You've all heard the stories. Yeah, he's got like he's covered right up with this. Oh, took a lot from Michael Golden. Yeah, yeah. Well, all those cats did. All those guys, Lee Field and Larson and everybody. Him and Art Adams, who's again another influence, man. Like, that guy is terrific. Utterly terrific. I love his kaiju art too. Work. I have his Gumby and Pokey comic from Aerosol, I think, or some weird it's a 3D comic with Gumby and Pokey, and I got it, man. I bought it. And Art Adams early stuff, man. Komiko or Comico or whatever it's called, maybe did it. I'm not sure, but it's an older Art Adams comic. And man, those X-Men annuals that he did were just terrific too. Yeah, he's great, man. Yeah, he's another goat of a different coat. He does more like line stuff, whereas Bisley more paints. So obviously, right? But Bisley, like, I mean, his black and white illustration stuff is like a knockout too. And as I was mentioning Glenn Fabry before, yeah, Glenn Fabry did an entire Slain graphic novel, which is utterly opulent. Like, it's all pen and ink, black and white, and it's a Glenn Fabry, like, it's him entirely. Um, so yeah, check that. Try finding that, picking that up. That is a must have. Like, some of the creature designs in there, and when Slain, like, his body twists within his own skin when he gets or whatever, or the beast rage or whatever it is. It's crazy, man. Yeah, yeah. And Uko or whatever, the troll guy. Yeah, brilliant stuff, man. Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant stuff. But the Bisley version was man, very, very influential on me. Absolutely. I can't believe Tim Vigil actually knows I exist. Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, I can't believe that. Yeah, so I guess that's what he commented on. Uh, I guess a few weeks ago. Yeah, I was really surprised. I'm like, oh, I wonder if that's the real Tim Vigil. No, but seriously, like, I was kind of surprised because, again, like, I have zero, like, Robzilla -1. Yeah. So it's interesting when somebody finally says something about your existence when you're kind of, you're not doing comics, or you're not doing illustration or whatever. You're kind of doing your own thing, but you're still somehow discovered, or noticed by other people. And I just see it. What's the chances? Yeah, yeah, the Glen painting too. Yeah. I don't have that one. I don't have that one. But I have the two Bisley ones and the heavy metal that he did. And then I have the Bible. Simon Bisley, the Bible, up there somewhere. Yeah. Don't buy a lot of art books like I used to, man. Like, my house is 40, like, well, no, 60% comics, 20% Lego, and probably 15% movies. Yeah, and a bed. That's my house. Yeah. Yeah. That's it, man. If I may say, if I may be so bold. So, I'm going to also add some um gonna add some details for down here, and fabric folds in the fabric. Love that. Sean Phillips, the guy who illustrates like basically all of Brubaker's criminal and noir uh, graphic novels and things of that nature. He is phenomenal too with black spotting and folds in fabric and everything, like, and lighting. Oh my goodness. I wish it was that effortless for me, but I gotta get in to the groove of comics. I've got to get into the groove of it. That's the problem. I've got to take a break from doing zombie stuff for maybe a week. Just don't do any. Don't do any. You've got enough. I've got stuff. In the can, so to speak. It's done. I was waiting to be. Yeah, I mean, you have to, because if something happens, you gotta have like a safety net, right? So it's not like I do zombie drawings every day, but I don't do zombie drawings every day for the posting. So you know what I mean? I'm still doing it, but it's just to for future posts, you know. Yeah, that looks great. I like that hand, that thumb there, the wrist. Gonna add a heavy holding line to that, and heavy holding line in it. Then, uh, yeah, it's gonna be this. Yeah, see, I'm using marker. Yeah, see, I'm using marker. See, and a little bit there too. A little bit there too. And then more with, what's this? What's that? Marigold? Aqua mint. No, I don't want that. No, I don't want that. What's this? Hello, what's this? Blue-gray. Oh, yeah. I want that. That's what I want. Oops. Going over the blue in that area. There. Some more. It's a meteor gauntlet. I'm going to add some of that to his helmet, hat, head covering, whatever. Oh. Sometimes I forget. Love that book. I got those too. Yeah. How is your book coming along? Damn you. Damn you, Len. Uh, I'll tell you this much. I'm thinking about it nonstop. It's slow going, man. Like I said, I need time to get into the groove of comics, the rhythm of comics. And I've been just doing nonstop zombie stuff and planning for cons and doing lives and doing subscriber suggestions and stuff like that. So I haven't had much time to do a proper go at the comic. Many starts and stops. I think I've got about 12 pages penciled. And they're tight pencils, very tight pencils. The pencils are tight. They probably need to be maybe a wee bit tightened, but they're pretty complete. In fact, I think I've got a video coming up very soon about the progress. Yeah, you'll get to see some of the progress and some of how I do the pages. It takes me a long time. Like, I don't use any of the tools that I'm sure comic book artists use these days. I'm pretty positive because all my art is drawing it right on paper with like doing the backgrounds, probably the sound effects, everything. Like everything would be done by hand. So I don't think that's how comics are done today. So yeah, I'm sure I'm doing it the long way. But it's both the only way I know how to really, and I like it's. I feel I understand the language now because I've done it a few times, and I read comics all the time, man. Like I'm reading comics like all the time. So just through like, uh, you know, I don't want to say just like through osmosis. It's not how that works, but being near and close to and always reading comics, you kind of get that feeling of like how to pace things too, you know. So, and the weird thing is, and I didn't Sherman, not Hayden Sherman, whoever's doing Nick Dragotta, the guy who's doing Absolute Batman right now, has a manga influence, right? And I was like, oh, that's interesting. I didn't really notice that. And as I look closer, I'm like, this is kind of how I tell the story too. Like, I do like the really rigid panel gridding, but I'll tell the story with like like slow time down, for example, or speed it up, or whatever. So the kind of way he does. And I only noticed that because I was kind of looking for the manga influence in it, and realized that, oh yeah, I kind of use that same language, and you can see that in the first Cape Fear, you know, in the first Cape Fear power struggle. So, yeah. But anyway, yeah, I'm very determined to get it done, and it's getting stronger every day. And I just have to stop doing zombie stuff for like a week so I could get into the groove, and then I could kind of maybe do both. You know what I mean? Like I believe I did before. I would say to do it like a factory style, lay it all out and just run through it. Oh, brother, it, like it's written. All the storyboards are done. I just yeah, and that's what I was doing. I was laying it all. I was trying to lay it all out, and then lay everything out. But it can't work that way because I'm using references from different things and in different ways. And then there's a lot of light table work. So, like, that I'm not doing economically. That I'm kind of just doing. I'm stabbing at it because it's the only way I know how to do it. And it works for me, I think. You know, it's 150 pages, man. Ensemble cast and, heavy story. Not confusing, just heavy. Like, there's lots of stuff going on. What would you do? Whoops. Um, you should do the Whatnot shows and draw tickets and take commissions plus sell art print books. You're the perfect. You are perfect and built for it. I'll look into that. I'll look into that. I've heard of it, but just another platform. Um, but yes, I have heard of it, and I appreciate and I know what you mean by built for it because of the probably speed in which I do things and the simplicity and completeness. I'm guessing, because, and again, I'm only observing that. I'm guessing that they require that on Whatnot, right? Is it Whatnot? Uh, yeah, Whatnot. Yeah. So yeah, I'm sure like the way I do things is probably revered there, more than it's reviled. You know, let's just put. You know what? I'm gonna put some gray in there too, but mix it up with some brown. Dirty it up. Yeah, like that. Good. Yeah, that I like a little better now. That's it needed color. It was kind of dead. It was kind of dead there, I thought. His head covering thing. And you know what? I might even put a little bit more ochre in there to add to the grime. Yeah. And, on his clothing too, brown, he's dirty. Get a little darker in there. Sounds like it's really windy out. That's great because it's so hot. Yeah, I'll look into that Whatnot thing. My good friend and agent Douglas um, is always on the lookout for new and innovative ways to market my talents as you know we go through things together in different ways too, which is awesome. It's awesome to have someone who cares about your career and wants to help you realize your potential and things like that. People often say I'm like one of the most underrated artists ever. Like never having heard of me and stuff, and I'm like, I don't know if that's a compliment or just sad. You know what I mean? Because like I've been doing this year. You know, having invented zombie portraits back in 2006 and being in the zombie genre, which is the horror genre, I guess. Um, yeah, not being well known, and that's too bad. You know, it's too bad because I have a lot of awesome stuff to offer the fans of you know, zombie things and horror stuff and just weird art and traditional art, which again is really you know, I think hasn't come in back into vogue as much as it will, because I believe it really will. People will really appreciate like human made stuff again, and revere it. You know, I think more. The smart people will. The smart people will. Like, you know, so people that don't care won't care, but the smart folks out there will kind of acknowledge its importance and its, like, you know, specialness. You know, as being made by a human. You know, just the very fact that it's made by a human will give it um, its due, its stature. You know, so yeah. And I'm gonna break up the mask a bit there and add some teeth. Lots of nice detail in that head covering. Some darker feathering lines in the hand, maybe to show shadow. I will create a whole army of shadows. Spider-Man. The Shadow Master, he's back. He was a paper tiny, and it is a good platform for artists. You are doing it here anyway. Yeah, yeah. I think you'll take to it fast. Plus, you will make new fans. Yeah, I've always trying to make new fans. Thanks so much, Len. I really appreciate that, man. It really means a lot to have that kind of just insight and into the things that, you know, I'm not really privy to, man. I'm not really privy to, and or haven't really looked right into, and you clearly have, and I think that you know, uh, sort of directing me towards that is awesome. Thank you very much. And knowing that, like, you know, just based on, I'm sure, what you're seeing, that, yeah, like if I'm built for something, that means that for sure, the speed in which I do things is probably valuable to that platform and or what people kind of expect. I'm guessing. So, you know, I've always wanted a platform where I could do caricatures, like zombie caricatures, like have you in the corner just sort of sit there and me do a caricature in like 5 minutes, you know, while you wait, Governor. Yeah, and I've always wanted to do that. I think that would be really cool, you know. I don't know what caricatures go for. I don't know, maybe $20 or something. That would kind of be, I think, a fair price for a nice zombie caricature. Let me know what y'all think. That might be a cool little feature to do. In feature for the future. Do zombie caricatures. I've done billions of them. Yeah, man. Yeah, billions of them over the years. Um, so yeah, I find them absolutely wonderful fun, and the people who I've done them for seem to dig them a lot. So very happy about that. Very happy about the reactions. Wow, yeah, that it took a long time for me to warm up to doing live art like that. Like, I mean, I'd always be doing drawing at cons because, whoops, at cons because, uh, yeah, like I always just work on stuff, you know, at conventions. Like I'd be working on something like this, and that's fine. But like doing actual art, uh, you know, for a specific purpose, and it has to have the likeness and all that. Plus, I'd never done caricatures before, so I took a week or two and just asked people online, like on Facebook, I think, who wanted, you know, who would want a caricature. I had to figure out how to do it. So a bunch of people said, "Oh, you know, me, I love one, whatever." So they just like sent me a photo, and then I would do it. So I think I probably did like 20 of them or so, and I started getting the hang of it. And I looked at other caricature artists, and I was like, "Man, I don't know how to really do that." So I did my own kind of version of it, and it really looks like the person. You know what I mean? Almost like maybe too much. Uh, I don't know. I don't know if there is a too much when it comes to likeness. Like I always go for the likeness, you know. But it kind of really looks like the person a lot. Not that like wacky, you know. Oh, you like skateboards, and stuff. And you know, try to draw the person just a little bit weirder. So anyway, yeah, it kind of looks, you know, more like the actual person does than a crazy caricature. You know what I mean? Yeah, yeah. Again, I don't know if that's good or bad, but people seem to dig it, and yeah, I'm kind of stuck doing that style now. I can't really shake it. Like that's how I do it now. You know what I mean? So yeah. The fans seem to be buying original handmade art these days. Good, because man, that's awesome, because that stuff is going to be very, very sparse soon. Um, I have to do it too. Set it up and do a few drawing shows. Yeah, 40 to 60. You got up. Uh, you're worth it. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, you know, I want to get that following, right? I want to get that following going, and you know, bigger following means more leverage, right? So you got to get a bigger following. Uh, no, you know what? I've always, and I know people bash me for it, but my prints are $10, man. They were the same price in '09, when I first started. People sometimes are floored by that. They're like, "What? $10?" So I've kept that price consistent. I've not raised it since then, and I don't know if anything on planet Earth could say the same thing. Everything has gone up in price, every last thing, and my prints are still $10. Um, you know, a lot of people have prints for $10, right? But I've been doing this for 20 years. It is my I wrote the book on zombies, man. Like I wrote the zombie handbook, man. I do consider myself a professional. I've worked for many large companies. I've been doing this for a living for more than 20 years, like specifically just this, without any kind of government subsidies, handouts, or anything like that. No contracts, nothing. Um, and a lot of people wonder, like, a lot of people wonder how I live, how it is that I'm able to survive with just doing this. And it's going to cons. It's selling the Zombie Handbook and the Cape Fear graphic novel, the prints that I create for cons, and that, you know. Um, and then to a very small degree, which I use solely to buy art supplies for Zombie Daily. But my Zombie Daily Patreon is like you can donate $2 to it. That goes for art supplies. So if you want to donate $2 a month to the Patreon page, Zombie Daily. The link is in the description below. You'll see zombie art every single day, and for $2 a month if you want to help out, and help me get some art supplies so I can create more art for Zombie Daily and create more original cool art that you can purchase. And you'll see here every single day, or rather on Zombie Daily every single day, So that's the thing behind Zombie Daily, man. I hope you can, If not, that's fine. Be nice if you could, subscribe one day. That would be really great, or even like the video. When you do, it just and Len, thank you. I do appreciate the kind words, man. Like you don't believe it really means a lot to me. And yeah, man, the fact that you're kind enough to help out and spread the word is just absolutely an honor to me, and I really 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 appreciate that, man. So thank you. There. That's looking pretty complete. What do you think, guys? Huh? Yeah. What do you think? Sub-Zero. I'll put those shadows in between his fingers from the covering that's going over his hand there. Put a bit more detail in his cloak. He's got very dead eyes. Very deadite. Deadite eyes. Yeah. That's good. I wanted to emphasize that face, putting all those nice little worn fabric details in his head covering. He's got some minor holes in there and ripping damage, battle damage, of course. And then he's got lots of bodily harm done to him here, which creates that blood drippage. There we go. Gonna add some more fabric details to the vest. Some directional sort of feather lines, if you will. Yeah. Yeah. See how I do. This is how I do. Right on. Okay. And then, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to add a little wee bit. First of all, I'm going to darken some of this, make it a little bit more meaningful with line. And I really want to show that with the fabric being ripped. Okay, there. I think that should be good. I think that now should be good. Now, okay, there. No. Yeah. Ugh. Uh, that's why you should do a whatnot, so you could set that up and take commissions or do different sizes of art like card, sketch card. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It show it shows I'll give prints away as a marketing as marketing, or because I see people who want to buy something. Yeah, I've done similar things too. Yeah, but might not have the funds. Yeah, yeah, I've done things like that too, like giveaways. Like I'll give away. I personally feel that if I give someone a print, that's a bit of a responsibility for them in carrying it and maybe framing it and all that stuff. Like that's kind of how my mind works. So I might give them something that they could just put in their pocket or in their bag or something, like a sticker or a button or something. But either way, yeah. Yeah, it always puts a smile on their face, and usually they do come back and usually get something. Yes, that's very true. And I've even and they're like, yeah, and they'll come over and 9 times out of 10, for real, they'll buy something if I give them a bag, and not because it's a guilt thing. I just literally want to help them, you know. So yeah, I've done that many times. I know it's weird, man, but I really believe that the artist should and could uplift each other. Yes, we might be in competition with each other, but we have the duty to promote talent. Yeah, I feel the same way. I feel the cold in this zombie. Yeah, that's great. But yeah, you're right. I do believe the same thing, and I've tried doing so with many. So and I feel fine about that. Like I have my thing, and everybody has their own thing, and you know, there's going to be fewer and fewer of us that do traditional art anyway. You know, soon, probably one more generation, and that might be it. If not, this might be the last generation. I don't know, man. I don't know, but I know AI. And I think fundamentally people are lazy and greedy and would rather use AI than a real person. Unfortunately, to illustrate things, and that is the worst. That's the worst. And you know what? I think a lot of people have found that in doing so, they are less respected. You know, within their community and with even fans. I heard that A24 is starting to things, and I think that's it for me. And A24, I used to love them. I was a big champion of A24's work. A lot of their stuff was fantastic. It wasn't always everything perfect, but I pushed their stuff as much as I could and bought it and loved it and enjoyed it. But if they're going the AI route, you can count me out of that, man. You'll never see me again. You can ask a lot of places about that. I boycotted Walmart, so many other places that I'll never go back to, you know, and I never have, you know. So, yeah, like it's like that, man. It's like that, you know. For me, for me. Really, really pop his hand, for example. There. Yeah, that thick holding line. It's a well used, well worn technique. It's one of my signature things that I always do with the single character drawings. Is to always add that heavy holding line around the parts most closest to the camera, or you know, things that are in things that are in front of another thing. Usually get the thick holding line too to show where it is on the character. The character. Yeah. So, and it also helps accentuate things, draw attention to areas. Yeah. Makes everything a lot bolder. Bolder. Ah. There. Yeah, now that arm is huge and heavy. You know? Yeah. Yeah, because we have that thick holding line there. And there. There. Wonderful. Add that to his head. There. His mask. His mask is cracked there. His mask is cracked there. Science. There. He's got some rips. He's got some rips. Then the bottom part here. Yeah. There. That's a nice black line. Hold a device that makes marks. There's going to be a group of people that will work traditionally. Yeah, I do too. Absolutely. Um, yeah, yeah. Because you know what? I've said the same thing about comics. People keep saying, "Oh yeah, comics are dying," and all this BS for decades. Like I've been around a long time, man. I've been around a long time, and I've been hearing that comics won't last another 2 years, man. They're going down and all this stuff. And it's like that'll never happen. It'll never happen because anyone can make a comic. Anyone. I can go to my local Staples, or I'll go to my local duplicators and go, hey man, can you compile these pages for me? Put a nice saddle stitch in it and print me up 30 copies of this comic and sell it. And then I'm making money, and all of a sudden, some big corporations like I want that too. I want to do that, but bigger, and get really big professional artists to do. So yeah, there'll always be comics. There'll always be comics, man. I have a neighbor kid who surprised me that he's into drawing and he has a little talent, but he has that interest in and drive, and he's curious about materials, anatomy, watching videos, and he's definitely gonna get some pointers from me. Great, good. It's always great to nurture those up and comers, man. And help people on the way up. I agree that there's a lot of people who will fall on the digital world. Yeah, of course, but there'll always be people trying something and showing it off. Yeah, well, no, it's true, man. Like, it's human accomplishment. You can't bury that forever. You can't, and you can't you can't fool yourself into thinking you're being creative by talking into an AI program or whatever. You know, it's like I don't know if I don't know if this is my thought or if I'm sure I heard this somewhere before, but it's like the devil can't make anything new. He can only destroy the things that are already made, or like twist them or make them an awful version of what they originally were. And that explains exactly what an AI does. It takes this, a human made thing, and and you know uh turns it into garbage, turns it into awful abomination of not knowing what to do, but seeing how it was done there and then trying to copy it. So it's like the Body Snatchers, man. It's an imperfect like copy or whatever of something that was drawn with talent and passion and all that stuff. So yeah, man, it's just like a husk, So it's a Body Snatcher version of art, man, and it always will be. Always. Argue with me. Go ahead. Please do it so I can eviscerate you. Yes, yes, indeed. There is no argument. There is no argument. You can't argue for AI art. There is no. I'm the king of Boggle. There is no higher. I got 11 points from the word quagmire. Every everything that you put into your art is distinctively you. Every experience you've ever had in your life, everything you've ever touched, felt, internalized, thought, experienced, all of that goes into your art. Whether it's good or not or whatever doesn't matter. The fact is that it is always going to be one of a kind. And that makes it utterly, utterly unique. Now, AI, on the other hand, has none of that and never will and never can. It's soulless. You might have great ideas and you can use it as a tool. And yes, there is elements that look great with it to the right master, but I've played with it and there's potential, but it also starts and finishes as, uh, yeah, you're talking about digital art. Yeah, for sure. Unlike AI art or unlike, and again, putting AI and art in the same sentence is blasphemy anyway. So I'm going to stop doing that. AI imagery is completely different. Not a tool, not anything. It just does the work poorly and soullessly. There, you know. But yeah, digital art, like I get it, man. But I mean, you can't tell me you've mastered that dry brush. I haven't mastered that, man. You know, when I'm using dry brush, it's like dry brush is sometimes a tough thing to master, right? To get it to stop and start at the right place and blah 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 and all that stuff. But if you're just using a digital tool, yeah, you're taking a shortcut. I don't care what you tell me about it. Like it is a tool, but it does the thing for you. It does the pressure for you. Like it does the like lift off for you, in creating that line versus you doing it. And I've done it with marker. I've done it with Sharpie, man. You know, you do things with materials that you can manipulate to try to find interesting inking techniques and ways to describe a surface or a texture, right? So when you do it on a computer, yeah, it's a tool. I get it, but I'm not gonna. I am very far from calling you a master. You know, you put it into use. I get it. You were artistic in doing it. Maybe you've discovered a great surface texture for Batman's costume, or who knows, whatever. And that was something you created digitally. But a lot of times, you can tell people use the exact same tools to create the exact same effects in the art that looks almost exactly the same. You know, and there's a lot of comic book guys that do that too, and they get hired to do covers, man. And their art is kind of like the same. and it's fine, but I don't necessarily like. I get bored fast. I get tired of things very quickly, and I like new stuff all the time, visually, musically, things like that. So, um, seeing that same interpretation of that character by that artist, and an artist who they picked that looks like a bunch of other guys or girls or whatever. uh you know they use that person for covers, almost exclusively, for alt covers, right? So you see their stuff like all the time. Man, that's coming along great. I actually like just looked at it in the on the screen, and I'm like, hey, that's pretty good. So that I really like that. I'm really happy with that, how that turned out. He is um, Sub-Zero, man. And here we are. I'm Rob Cicetto, the zombie guy, in the studio live with you right now. If you can believe that, you must. It is what you're seeing. It's true. There's no trickery here. I am drawing Sub-Zero as a zombie in the studio tonight, and we are almost at the finish line. Just a couple of little details here and there, and I'll have them done. And what time do we got? 11:30. So we started at 9, 2.5 hours. 2.5 hours. Let's call it 3 because I had to sketch it first, and I'm not like absolutely entirely finished. But for all intensive purposes, as the kids say nowadays, for all intents and purposes, we are pretty much done. Oh, don't forget to put your name. My mom always said that. There. Don't forget to put your name. Ooh. Duft. It's soulless. You might have great ideas. Oh yeah, sorry. Art is a craft. Art is a craft. You have to craft it to produce a physical object. Thousand percent, brother. 1,000%. I've been saying that ad nauseum for forever since I started doing videos here on YouTube. I've been saying that, like having a physical, and you know what, man? It's the thing about an original piece of art too, which is so awesome. It looks amazing. Like it looks so much better than, like, it's scanned and printed and all that stuff. Like I find it has like real life to it. Not a horror movie kind of way, but like it really feels three-dimensional, you know. Um, and yeah, I really love the look of original art. So I'm gonna add these little snow caps on this blue vest. See my vest, see my vest. And that adds to the chill. Chill, man. Chill, man. That white and blue, and then that, having these little highlights there also gives the illusion of snow, or snuh, as it would love to be called. There. There. Did I do that? White. White, white, white. There. A little glow there, and then I'm gonna hit it with a hot spot. A hot spot. A little bit of a glow there, 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 there. Is that good? Is that good? No. Sitting in this chair. Ugh. Okay. Yeah, it's not as hot. Thank goodness. Oh, the heat today was that, and for the past few days was unbearable. Yeah, and we're headed for more, I think, of that. Okay. I like making these kind of like, I don't know, like that Frank Quitely flesh texture, but with kind of like more, um, I don't know, sagging or turgid flesh. I don't know. The zombie kind of flesh, and then it kind of took all this out to show the rib cage and everything. So yeah, I like that. I like that part there. Okay, so just the hottest spots. I'm going to use this, a whiteout, a big pen. Have a great night and great show. Thank you, Len. I really appreciate you stopping in and chatting so very much. I cannot get enough of that. I love hearing from other artists and everybody. Everybody. You don't have to be an artist. You don't have to be an artist. You don't have to be an artist to chat with me, man. Like, yeah. So say some things. But yeah, it's great to have a fellow artist. Join the chat and give some great insight. Thank you, Len, so much for that, and for anything that you can do to sort of further the love of the zombie art, man. Yeah, thanks, man. That is awesome of you. And now we're pretty much hitting the final few moments of the live as I bring it on home with a little bit of hot spotting with the whiteout pen, and I love the whiteout pen so much. It really works well. I hope they continue to make it. But that's another thing traditional artists face is things like that, man. Will they have the materials there? Because eventually there's not going to be a lot of people using that. Hopefully it'll last a while longer, but you can see like another generation might not be a thing, man. I got all nervous one day when I couldn't find these. Like I was like going store to store and trying to find these pens, and yeah, I couldn't find them anywhere, and I was like, oh no. And then finally I can't remember where I did find. Oh, maybe Staples. Yeah. But yeah, I went to the dollar store and a couple other places. There. Yeah, man, that looks great. I hope you guys dig it. Yeah, Sub-Zero, man. Sub-Zero. Yeah, Sub-Zero as a zombie right here in my studio. I'm the zombie guy, Rob Cicchetto, and I will be saying goodbye and goodnight as I believe we are done with this one. I'll just add a little bit of highlight here. Just add a little highlight here. That's all. There. Yes. So, guys, until next time, best wishes and love. Please like and subscribe as I hope you would. And I will see you guys very, very soon again. I believe, yes, next Wednesday, the live will be on comics. We'll be talking comics again. Then Friday, I'm back with a new series. I'm not done doing all of the Mortal Kombat characters, but for the Friday night lives, we're gonna do a different series or something different. But I will continue to do just like everything else. I will continue to do Mortal Kombat characters and suggestions of people wanting other ones too. So yeah, yes. So Wednesday, please do stop in, check out the Comic Talk with me. Then next Friday, like I said, back here for more live art. We're gonna finish stuff top to bottom. You'll get to see the technique and everything. Hope you liked Sub-Zero today for Mortal Kombat. This is the last of the 4 new Mortal Kombat drawings I've done for the series. The last 3 lives plus this one. So check those out. For more, Goro was last time. Yeah, it was wicked. I really enjoyed doing that one. And hope to see you guys again. Please like and subscribe again. Best wishes and love as always. Rob signing off for now.